Hi, Jewel Heist. My name is Lisa Hudson, and I am an Emerald Ambassador in Michigan. I am also a fifth grade teacher, which I have been for, this is my 22nd year. And I am coming to you tonight to talk to you about developing leaders on your team. And I believe that you can use the same type of approach when you're developing leaders on your team that I use when I teach. And I am a yellow personality, and I love to help people. And I believe that knowing somebody's personality color is super important to knowing how to lead them. So, just like as a teacher, we try to find out as much as we can about the kids, how they learn best, and go to it that way. So, one of the approaches, I guess, that I'm going to talk about is leading your team with a method that's called to, with, and by. So, in this method, you are using a gradual release of responsibility with them. So the first step in to would be like what your direct instruction would be. You are showing them what to do by doing it yourself. You're modeling the duplication process, and you are teaching your team. And then the second part of that, the with, is like what we would call the guided instruction. You are next to them while they are trying out the things that you have already modeled for them. And the third part is being by your team. You never really leave the room, but you're expecting them to now do things on their own. That's like the independent work part of it. So to use an example of something that we would do in Plexus, maybe one of your leaders has a small team and they want to learn how to do a Zoom call. So, of course, you are going to be leading Zoom calls for your team, and they'll be on them and they'll see how it's done. And then maybe the next time you do a Zoom call, you ask that person to contribute to that call in some way. So they are speaking on the call and they are helping and taking a leadership role in that. And then the next part is that they would be, of course, feeling comfortable to do the Zoom call on their own. They've seen it modeled, they've been next to you and tried it, and now they're ready to do it on their own. Another example for Plexus would be three-way messages. When you enroll a new person, you put them into a three-way message with your upline and you answer all of the questions. You are the expert. And then they start to do the same thing. You let go of how much of the questions that you're answering and let them jump ahead and start answering. And then pretty soon they're the expert and they have 2 and 3 levels deep that are getting added in to a three-way chat with them, and you're completely out of it unless they need you for something. But again, you're gradually releasing responsibility and empowering people to do this on their own. There's a lot of people that are really scared to lead a team, whether it's, they lack confidence that they have the ability to do that. They don't have the right mindset yet. They're just scared of what people are going to think of them if they, go out there like, all of a sudden, I'm going to lead this team. I'm an expert in Plexus, but I can guarantee you that every single jewel on this team felt that way at one point, and nobody became an expert. And I mean, I don't know if anybody would even say they were an expert yet, but we all kind of just dug in and did some personal work and some growth in the leadership department, and now feel comfortable helping people. All you really have to know is that you're teaching somebody to do what you know how to do and giving them the confidence and the ability to go out and do that as well. Now, if you have somebody that's a red personality, really a go-getter, likes to do things on their own, doesn't like to be told what to do, those people are going to need less of the very first part, the to and maybe even the with part. They're going to need to see you do it once. They're going to need to hear you say it once. And then they're going to be off and running because they love those kinds of things. But then you're going to have other people who maybe are yellow personalities or green, and maybe are not teachers by nature and are going to need you to hold their hand a little bit longer. And that with period might last a little bit longer until they're ready to go on their own. So my advice to you would be to have every runner on your team take that personality test if you don't already know them well enough as a person to know what color personality they are, and then lead them with that sense of who they are in the back of your mind all the time. And remember that you are a good leader and you can teach people to grow a successful business and lead a successful team. Just like you've been taught by your upline, you can go out there and do the exact same thing. I hope that helps, and everybody have a wonderful night.